Welcome to Minute Church for inspiration to go.
If there was one place in the world that you could move to, where would it be? If you had the ability to decide where you wanted to live for the rest of your life, money was no object, all you need to do was ask or choose, where would you want to go to live out the rest of your days? Welcome to Minute Church. I'm Pastor Crespo. I don't know if you remember a while back, I told you the story of Bob Barnes, a Syracuse, New York native who decided he was going to ride his bike across the United States and try to hit every state. I believe he was going to every capital in every state. Well, I was just catching up with him on the news, seeing what he was up to, and came across an article where the man said that he had fallen in love with the city of Cincinnati, Ohio. He found himself riding through Ohio and came across Cincinnati and was looking at all the scenes, dealing with the people, and the people who are keeping track of him through the news, he told them that he had fallen in love. And his goal is, when he's done with his bike tour, that he plans on going back, and if he finds himself a job, he is going to be relocating to Ohio from Syracuse, New York. Now, the thing that I found interesting was his description. He met wonderful people. They treated him great, even so far as to give him suggestions where to go, where to ride his bike. He even came across a town where apparently the mode of transportation, the favorite mode, is bicycle. And so he found himself with people just like him, people that just enjoyed biking. He had a great time. And I started thinking about this idea that, to fall in love with a place. Often we think about falling in love with people, but yeah, it's normal. It's okay. I've fallen in love with places. I've fallen in love with cars. If there was a place, I thought about this. If there was a place that I could go to, that I could move to, where would I want to go? Well, there are places that I would love to visit, but as far as where I would like to live, I'm very thankful to live where I am now. I live in the country. It's peaceful. It's quiet, close enough to the city when I need to go get something, but far enough away where I can have peace. I'm very fortunate. I love where I'm living. But when we think about this idea of being in love with a city and the idea of the desire to go back to that city, this is where I want to be. I love the people. I love the place. You know that there's a biblical concept there as well. There's a biblical lesson there also. Let me share with you from the book of Hebrews 11. This is talking about Abraham from the Old Testament. It says this: by faith, Abraham sojourned in the land of promise as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob. Those are his sons, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is God. Now, maybe you don't understand that. Let me break it down for you. The Bible says this, that Abraham traveled through the land of promise, the promised land. But while he was traveling through that promised land, he was doing it in tents, carrying his children around with him. This was a land that God had promised his people, and he got a chance to see it. But it intimates here that he wasn't happy. He was not happy, even though he was walking around in this land of promise. Why? Because Abraham was actually interested in another city, in another land. Abraham was looking forward to becoming a citizen of the land whose builder and maker is God. You see, Abraham was on a journey just like Bob Barnes, biking around the U.S. And as he was traveling, his heart longed to be in a certain place. Now, the book of Revelation gives this city that Abraham is talking about a name. The name is the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem whose builder and maker is God. Abraham, though traveling through the promised land with his family, longed for that city. Why? Because he wanted to be with his God. He wanted to be with God's people. Oh, it's so exciting to think that one of these days, friends, we are going to, after our long travel here, we are going to be able to go to that city. Are you in love with that city? Are you longing for that city whose builder and maker is God? Oh, I hope so. I hope so. God is offering so much to us. We have to be willing to reach for it. We need to be willing to hope for it. We need to be willing to ask for it because he's willing to give it to you. So friends, as you travel this journey on this road, yes, there are things that may be nice. There may be places you want to visit, but friends, there should only be one place where you eventually want to live, and that is in the New Jerusalem, the city of God. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. I'm Pastor Crespo. That is inspiration to go.